Yo,
Yo, what's going on, man?
what's poppin'?
You all right?
Yeah.
First of all, I gotta say, the spicy joint with Nas, yo, that shit's hard. It's hard,
Oh,
man.
thank you, bro. I
Played it on
appreciate
my
that.
show. How was the video shoot? It looks crazy.
Man, everybody telling me that. The video shoot is crazy. It was wild. It was wild just to be back in Harlem, back uptown. We went to Brooklyn. We shot some shots in Brooklyn, and then we had went uptown to like Washington Heights, and like everybody was in the streets. It felt like the old days, the good old days when everybody could be out in the streets without a mask.
Mm.
That's what it felt like.
I mean, I saw some of the footage, and then everybody was masked up. It's like everybody's in the streets. You see, like, Nas, yourself, 5 everyone's in the streets, but everyone's masked up. Like, what was the vibe like right now in New York City? Because this pandemic over here is just shut us down in the UK.
Yeah, I already know, man. And I miss the UK. I gotta make it out there. I heard that y'all can't really move like that
Not at
to the
all.
US. But yeah, believe it or not, the vibe is almost back to what it was. It's just, out here, like the restaurants and stuff, like they got you gotta sit outside. They got the seats outside. So it's been beautiful outside. So it's cool that you get to sit outside and eat. And everybody's still outside, New York, Harlem.
Mm.
Um, and the rates of COVID it's either been gone or just like a little bit. So it's like, people are still being cautious or whatnot, but it's not so tense how it was.
Mm. Has it affected you in any way, or has it affected friends and family? Do you know anyone who caught it?
Hell yeah, I have a couple homies that caught it, and I actually had two homies that passed from it.
Wow.
Um, Rest in peace to Fred the Godson.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
obviously. Yeah.
he passed from it, and it was a cool dude that I knew, and
Mm.
I had some close friends that had got it, but they recovered, and I had a
Mm.
family member that passed from it too. But also they had underlying health issues as well, like diabetes and things like that. So I feel like that the COVID targets like the ones that really have like the underlying health issues,
Mm.
and really like it just attacks the body differently. So that's like I've been on my straight workout shit, been on my heavy workout regimen, and just like trying not to like bring my immune system down with like a bunch of junk
Mm.
and stuff like that. I do have my cheat
Mm.
days where I go
Mm.
crazy sometimes, but I'm only human. But for the most part, I've been drinking crazy water and just working out.
Mm. All right, all right. I've been hitting the Peloton myself. I'm on that. I'm on the exact same
Oh yeah,
wave.
the Peloton, like everybody. I got one of them joints too, and I got a class where they only play ASAP Ferg on there too.
Wow,
Yeah, you gotta
really?
check that. You gotta check
Dope.
that out.
Wow. Okay. I need to log on to that. I need to log on
Yes,
to that.
sir.
The new project's dope. Like
Oh, thank you, thank you.
yeah, it's dope. Like, what are you classing it as? Are you classing it as an album, EP, or a mixtape?
What's the difference now?
Exactly.
What's the difference? I feel like if it's original music, then it's an album, and then
Mm.
if it's a couple mixed songs, it's a mixtape,
Mm.
and then I guess if it's like 7 songs is an EP. So I don't really get caught up in like classifying it anything. I really don't feel like that matters. I
Mm.
think what matters is I'm just giving people the best music that I
Mm.
can at the moment.
Mm.
That's what I want to classify it as, is like a capsule of this moment of like a lot of great songs that I put together.
How would you compare it to Trap Lord?
Um,
I mean, it's 7 years since that came out, and
I
it's
would
like,
I wouldn't compare it to Trap Lord because it's just something completely different.
right.
It's just I've grown so much from Trap Lord
Mm.
that it's just like I'm still the only thing that's the same and that I could compare to Trap Lord is that it's the same person making it.
Right.
But really, in all actuality, mentally and just me as a human being evolving and seeing the world
Mm.
and just opening my eyes to things is just super different.
Mm.
Like I fell in love with different sounds. I got a house. I live in a house. When I made Trap Lord, I was living with my mom in a room,
Wow.
and I was recording myself on GarageBand. You know, this is hits and hits and hits after, you know, Trap Lord. And Trap Lord is a classic album, but it's just something completely different. Like, I'm bi-coastal now. I know what it feels like to wake up in LA on a sunny day and go to the beach on Saturdays and Sundays, go to Malibu for lunch at Noble's. Like, I get to talk about different things now than I was able to talk about in Trap Lord. Trap Lord, I was really in a trap. Like, it was, you know, I was waking up. I'm trying to figure out, like, how I'm going to eat, what am I going to do? Like, my mother was killing me about getting a job and all of that. And a lot of those, I don't have a lot of those same struggles. It's new struggles that I could talk about, and more broad issues for me to talk about. But as far, I can relate because I've been through it, but I'm not going through it.
But what I would say is fire, man. Like, some of the
Thank you.
joints in there, just straight grease. Like, I love the way you
Thank you.
started it with the Marilyn Manson joint. That shit.
Oh, thanks. See, me and my manager, we was going back and forth about that because he was like, "Yo, started off with hips, and he's going off the numbers or whatever. Like, and I'm like, man, no, my fans want to hear some hard, like, not saying that hips is not hard, but Marilyn Manson is the tone setter right there, because that's some shit I would have did on Trap Lord. Or, like, that's the Ferg DNA right there. Like, hips is like, Marilyn Manson is the graduation for sure. And hips is for sure a graduation. But, you know, that's more for the woman and the female. And, like, that Marilyn Manson is, like, setting the tone for that grease you're talking about, like that.
I like the raw shit, man. So for me, I was like, this is how you start a project. Like, this is how you do it. And I was
Yeah, and
instantly
then they
drawn
got the
in.
guitars and shit at the end.
I like that
And,
shit. I
like,
like
all of,
all of
like, you
that.
got fucking Marilyn Manson, all
Yeah,
that
yeah,
shit
yeah,
going
yeah.
crazy.
All the screaming,
And then
all of that.
Cino made that beat. Cino made the new level
Yeah.
beat back then, and he made that beat. We sat on that record for 2 years.
That's why I was talking about Trap Lord, and you know, maybe not so much a comparison like in terms of it being the same thing, but yo, that shit, yo, it's like nothing's changed. It's just like, yep,
Right.
grease, yep, banger, yeah, fire, Ferg
Right.
coming, tearing it up, lyrically, like, you've advanced and you've evolved, but that shit is just dope. It's just grease. You know
Man,
what I'm
I
saying? I love
appreciate
that
that.
shit. It's
And I
dope.
know you've been knowing since day one. Like, I remember when I
Yeah.
first pulled up on you, you were singing my lyrics. It was either you were saying my lyrics or it was some kids that was with you that was singing the lyrics. When the first time I came to
Yeah, yeah,
London.
yeah. It was
Yeah, and we had a Converse
yeah.
event. Yeah.
We done a few things. You know, the first thing, I think the first show we did
We
was
did
with
wireless
Travis.
too.
Yeah, we done Wireless. We did the Travis Trap Style event. That was early. That was like
Yeah, that
mad
was
early,
early on. That was when
early.
that was early.
And then we did a Red Bull event. That was like crazy as well. Like,
Yeah.
anytime you've hit the UK, we've connected. So it's
Yeah,
dope.
there's
We can
always
still
been love.
connect.
And I
Yeah.
appreciate you, like, really connecting and being one of the few guys that I can think about that will actually dive into the lyrics, dive into the music, and really know the music, because it'd be a lot of people that interview me and they be full of shit. They just doing it like it's a job. It's like, for you, it feels like a
Yeah.
passion versus
Yeah.
just a job. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I really appreciate that, because, you know, after you talking to a million people, it's hard to, like, sort out the ones that, well, it's easy for me to sort out the ones that really cut through for me, but it's just a fucking, they be blowing air and wasting time. And, like, when I get to sit with a real one like yourself, I appreciate that.
No, thank you, man. The Dennis Rodman joint again.
Yeah. Yo, you got to see that video. Huh? I
I've
can't
not
hear
seen
you.
it yet. The
Oh
Dennis
yeah,
Rodman joint.
it's not out yet.
Right.
But the song, yeah, the
Yeah.
song is crazy. So, a story about that song, real quick. I woke up one morning and Tyga texted me. He was like, "Yo, bro, I need you to blaze this for me." and the title said Dennis Rodman. Mind you,
Right.
I'm waking up and my hair is already neon green. So I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, this is right along my alley. And then I heard the song. That shit was slapping. It had an open verse. After I did it, I'm like, yo, the name of my project is Floor Seats 2. I got this whole Floor Seats thing going, this Floor Seats saga. I'm like, yo, I need this record. So I called Tyga and I'm like, yo, bro, I need this record. I would do everything in my power to make sure this shit go. Like we
Right.
could shoot the video, everything. We could get crazy. Like let's just like go crazy. And he let me have the record, and like that's the history of that record.
So again, another banger. Again, you know, for me, that's business as usual. You know what I mean? So it's dope.
Appreciate that.
How did you hook up with Mulatto?
Well, Lotto, we're down with we're both with RCA,
Right.
and but that's not how we linked though. We
Right.
we labeled mates, but that's not how we linked. We linked. It was easier to get the business done, but that's not how we linked. We linked actually through Bankroll, the
Right.
producer. So I was working with Bankroll, like I did like 4 joints with him that day. Like,
Right.
oh, the first time ever meeting him is this white dude that doesn't even look like, he looks like a doctor or some shit. Doesn't even look like a goddamn producer. I'm looking for the big chains and shit. He's like, nah, it's me, Bankroll. I'm like, oh shit. So we wound up doing 4 songs together, and you know, I was like, yo, Mulatto would sound crazy on this joint. He sent it to her, and she did it the next day, quick.
Wow. Crazy.
Yes,
She's dope.
blame that shit.
Yeah. She's
She's
dope.
hard.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yo, so no ceilings, right? You know what I
Yeah.
like about that? I like the fact you work with a UK producer. Shout out to Axel. He's been putting in
Shout
the
out to
work.
Axel.
Yeah, how I like
I played that for Octavian and Skepta too. When I
oh,
first,
for real.
yeah, I was in London when Wayne did the track. So another time, like, and this is the blessing of this project too. Like, a lot of the people I work with is like some new artists and like you know like classic artists like Wayne. Wayne sent his verse back the next day.
For real.
I swear
Wow.
to God, I sent him the track. It was done. It was just me on it at the time.
Right.
And I sent the track to him, and he plays that shit and sent it back the next day. And I was in the UK, and I played it for Skep, and I played it for Octavian. We was in the studio together.
Okay.
It was going crazy over it. Wow, we got Wayne on the drill joint.
Yeah.
It was like legendary. Like that's what I was geeking off of. I was like, I've never jumped on a drill joint, and then let alone me, like to have the GOAT Wayne jump on a drill joint and then do what he did to it.
Yeah.
Was insane.
And you know what's crazy about it is because you know drill came from Chicago, then we got UK drill, you got BK drill.
Right.
It's kind of like the first time we've got some kind of like common thing culturally, you know, like especially in
That's
rap,
fire.
because there's always been, you know, people like this or they like that. But this is like just the fact we're even talking about it is crazy. It's like yourself,
Yeah.
UK producer, you're playing it to Skepta and Lil Wayne jumps on it. It's
Yeah.
crazy, man. It's crazy.
But I think we've been laying down that connection for a long time. You think about like just ASAP in general, going to, you know, the UK and like Skep's touring out here and all of that. Like I feel like that's been happening. So for it to finally get to a place where it's like it flows like water and it's like almost so super normal to hear like UK music and like it's normal to hear like the beats and stuff, but like people know who Skep is, like they would know who ASAP Ferg is in New York. You know what I'm saying? It's getting
Yeah,
to that point, so I think that's super dope.
yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Um, the mask joint. Yo, who is Anther Panther? Who is that?
Oh, Anthem Panther.
I could style it out and make out like, yeah, she's dope. I'm just being real. Like, who is she? Yo, she killed it. That shit banging.
Yo, bro, that's the best kept secret. That's my first artist. that
For real.
I've signed to my label, Sewer Sounds. So I got a label I'm launching called Sewer Sounds. She's the first lady, might be the only lady. I am looking for more artists out there. So if it's any UK artists, um, I'm looking at kids out in Australia. I'm looking around the world, Africa. This is gonna be like around a global. She's the first artist on it, and that's how she's coming. She's burning shit
Yo,
down.
yeah, she tore that shit apart. Where's she from and how did you find her? Like, how did you
She's
connect?
from Harlem.
Right.
She's from
Okay.
Harlem, and she's actually a family friend.
Wow.
But I was paying attention and looking at her for a long time, and I realized that nobody's giving. There's no woman out there that's giving what she's giving. Like
Right.
she's bringing like a whole nother type of flavor to the game, like as far as style, as far as music wise, as far as her knowledge on music, what she likes, her interests, her flow, her raps. She's singing. She started off as a singer, and I got her into rapping because I just like she has so much. She has so much charisma. It wasn't just flowing out through just like singing. So I wanted her to like attack some beats, and she did exactly what I thought she would do. So like her project is actually done. It's getting mixed right now. We shot about 3 videos for her already. So like we got her on tuck
Right.
until it's
Yeah.
time to demolish motherfuckers.
Yeah. Yo, when I told everybody, yeah, I'm gonna be talking to Ferg, everyone was like, yo, you go ask him about da 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 da. I know it's not the time for that. Like we'll do that another
Yeah.
time. But I'm just saying, it's like it's dope to hear, like you're making moves and doing things because I feel like you've repped New York harder than anyone else consistently for like the last since you came out. Like you've gone hard and you keep going harder. So and again, I'm going back to what I was saying. That's why I just wanted to see what you thought about Trap Lord compared to this project. Because for me, I'm just like it don't even feel like 7 years since Trap Lord and the way that you've grown musically and consistently. And when I DJ, I'm playing Ferg records like every 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's dope that you're just taking it to the next level. And like the Anther Panther thing, like she's crazy. Like dope.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man. She's coming. Yeah, like for me, this is the level that I've always wanted to reach. I always my ultimate label is artistic freedom, to be able to do whatever I feel and whatever I want, and for it to translate to people my way. Like I don't like if I do a house record, if I do a drum and bass record, if I do a techno record, if I do any type of record, it's gonna be a Ferg record. It's not some shit that you wouldn't like. I never wanted to box myself in. That's why like when I did Always Strive and Prosper, my album, and I put Missy on a house record, that was purposely done and designed. Like me and Rocky would go back and forth about it. He was like, I don't know if the world is ready for this yet, this, that, and the third. I'm like, if they're not ready, then they have to get ready because
Yeah,
that's where my art is taking me. It's like
yeah.
I'm bigger than just one genre,
Mm,
but also I know that I'm gonna always keep it hard. The beat is always gonna be thumping, and it's always gonna be my DNA on the music. So it's like I never wanted to box myself in. I never wanted I never want people to feel comfortable with saying, "Oh, that's not some shit Ferg would do," because you don't know what Ferg would do.
mm,
Like
mm,
I'm always gonna do like the abnormal thing, or like I'm gonna always touch unknown territory. I'm always gonna bring people to a place and a destination they've never been.
mm.
Like, come on, like a Marilyn Manson track on a C-No beat,
Yeah.
like doing a song like with Tyga called Dennis Rodman, like Hectic with Puff,
Mm,
which has like a electronic techno sounding beat in the
mm.
beginning, with Puff talking bad boy shit on the front of that shit, and then like me producing the second half of that beat
Mm,
on some like drum fucking tribal shit. Like that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going musically.
mm,
And that's why like, yeah, I love I don't know what I do as an artist. So I can't
mm,
really tell you like just the science behind it or like whatever. Like I don't construct it that way. I just literally go off the beat of my heart and like what I love to do. Like I don't just sit around and be like, all right, so this worked last time, so I'm gonna try to do this again. I never do that shit. Like that shit is boring and whack to me. That's not true artistry. Like I'm not here like trying to make microwave music or make music like cakes or like potato chips, like where you can sell to the masses. Like each one is a cooked meal. Like I'm gonna give you the gravy, I'm gonna give you the steak, I'm gonna give you the mashed potatoes, the corn in the mashed potato. Like, and then the next joint might be some fried chicken, mac and cheese. And the next one might be like some rice and curry chicken or something, and some roti or something. It's gonna be all different. But this restaurant, you can't. Man, I might have some Asian chefs pull up, producers, and make some beats, and that'll be an Asian dish for you. Like so, it's like you're gonna get a very eclectic, just eclectic set of music from me. Like you're not gonna always get one thing. And that's what I love about myself. Like that's why I'm a fan of myself. If I wasn't myself, I would definitely be a fan of ASAP Ferg because he's always gonna bring some new shit. That's why I always loved MTV because MTV gave us Tommy Lee, he gave us Kanye West, they gave us Michael Jackson, they gave us Run DMC, they gave us Kid Rock, Korn, they gave us everything. Marilyn Manson, you know, BET, they gave us like all of the black stuff, which was cool. But MTV was introducing us to something different, new worlds that we could visit.
I miss that. Like just being exposed to, you know, like whether you like it or not, you're gonna find out about
whether you like it or not. It was like
I miss
unapologetic. It was like that was the only way we was able to find out about like boy bands and NSYNC and Britney Spears and all of that shit. Is because we was watching MTV. If we was just like stuck in the hood basically, or just what our parents was listening to, and we would probably never heard of none of these great people, or we would have never had probably like an artist like Pharrell who could do like a Justin Timberlake album.
I don't think I've ever seen 3 female MCs on the same album. So was that deliberate or was it just a sign of the times?
Man, I want the most female features. That's what I'm going for, the most female features. If you look at my last project and singles I've done, like it's been like Asian Doll, City Girls, and Antha was actually on Wigs as well. She was on this Wigs with City Girls and Asian Doll, continuously doing collaborations with Nicki Minaj. I just want to big up the females because the females is really having a moment right now. And I just want to, you know, shout them out and provide a platform, whether you are established artists or you're artists coming up. I just want to be that platform to launch new artists.
All right. Hey, listen, congrats on all your wins. No doubt we're going to stay connected. We'll do this again some other time. But yo, man, just keep doing what you're doing. Like the music bangs. Like it's a dope project.
Appreciate you.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Man, mad love to you, man. Mad love to the UK. All right, peace.